I believe questions were being asked of the witness. Were there additional questions for the witness?
I'm not sure I got a response. The consent order for me is at the center of the argument as to whether or not this individual answered erroneously or falsely. And it's an official state document, but it doesn't appear to be in order from what I see. I can't understand why one signature page has a masthead when the others do not. And if you can explain that to me,
we received a document that had a cover sheet as page 1 with the 901 number, and it contained 18 pages. When we opened the complaint, because it was a TREC complaint, we took off the 901. I mean, we copied it. We actually copied it from the website and did not include the number from which this document came, because it was going to be a TREC opened complaint, and we didn't think that this number for this 901 number, which, as I say, I'm happy to read to you, but we didn't think that that should be part of the complaint because it was a TREC opened complaint. The official document that is on the website, that's on the internet.
What website? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, on the internet. I'm sorry, on the internet. When you Google, actually, when you Google Adrian Alley Bond, this document that you have in your hands comes up. And it came up then, and it came up again this morning when I did it. And the last page of that document, which is the page that you all have, that has this information up here that you see from the Tennessee Securities Division. The information, so that we have a document that has a masthead that says 3/18/2012, 1714, and I'll read you the number. It's 901.
if it's, I mean, for privacy purposes, I don't need to know the number.
Okay,
I just need to understand why.
So anyway, because it was a TREC open complaint, we did not send that number because it was being opened by us, not as by, we don't even know, I mean, we don't know the person from whom this came, but we didn't want that. We just didn't feel like that number needed to be out there when it was going to be opened by TREC, not with this person as a complainant, or this entity.
And the 18 pages you spoke of included the
It included
final page,
that,
which
so
is numbered 17?
That is correct.
Okay.
It is number 17, and it has got the signature of Daphne Smith and Michelle Elliott and Adrian Alley Bond. It appears that it was faxed to someone from the Tennessee Securities Division as part of a, and it says page 20 of 20, and then there's another notation that says page 3.
Okay, but it does not. Yeah.
If I could, Commissioner Northern, just inject, I just want, while we're on this topic with Ms. Maxwell, the document that we're all looking at here together has that last page. This, you copied this off of the internet when you Googled Mr. Bond's name.
And it's the exact same document that we got by fax, except that it just does not have this fax number masthead from 901.
Well, I just happen to have my computer, and I did exactly what you said.
Right.
You put his name, and that's the document that came
And that's
up.
the document that came up. That is
Okay.
the document that
Yes.
we
This is
received.
the exact
Thank you, Commissioner
document
Northern. I
that came up. But
understand
let me
that.
see what the last page looks like, is what's in question. It's going to load it. Sorry. And the last page looks just like ours, Isaac, if you want to look at it.
Does it have the 901 number?
No.
No.
It won't have the 901
This
number.
is just this is what's
Then
on
why
it.
would the other pages have the 901 number?
Because she got it from a 901
It
number.
was an anonymous complaint.
I
And it
understand
come
that,
from the
but
901
why
number.
single out this one page, separating it from the original document that was faxed to you?
Can I just make a comment that maybe does it appear to you that this last page document was something that was sent to Mr. Bond or to someone by fax was then signed and made a part of the file, but this page was the only one that was, had to be returned.
Commissioner DeChara, I'm gonna have to say that that's stretching it for me. You're assuming that he got it, he signed it, when there's no reference to any number, any 901 number on here.
No, I'm
No,
assuming it was faxed. I'm not assuming he signed it. I'm assuming it was faxed to somebody for
May
a
I help
signature.
here? May I help here, just to clarify
Please.
the issue? May I, thank you. Miss Maxwell, when you Googled it, what address came up? Or may I show this to you and ask if this is where you got the documentation from this address? May I show it to her and ask her? I'll show it to him as well.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yes.
And what does it say on that address?
It says 10 gov, is that what you want me to?
Yes.
10.gov/Adrian Alley Bond.
So it came from a Tennessee government website? Is that
Correct, correct.
So you copied and downloaded the document from the Tennessee government website?
Right.
And that had the last page with the number on it, and the other pages without it?
Correct, the Securities Division number on the very last page.
So what you downloaded from the Tennessee government website was a document that is now in the possession of the commissioners?
That is correct.
And that's the document that doesn't have the securities in the website and a fax number on any other page except for the last one,
That is correct.
and all the other pages have nothing at the top?
That is correct.
And you did that because what you were provided was the same document with the 901 number on all the pages.
Because that's the place from which it was faxed, and then it had the last page that you see there.
And then, so what you gave them though is what you got from the Tennessee government website.
That is correct.
Thank you.
And did the fax page number 17 have the Tennessee Securities Division masthead on it?
The one that we got,
Yes, did it
Yes,
have
it
that as well as the 901 area code?
From the website, was the 901 area code number on any page?
I've got it.
from the website, no, the 901 number's not on any
But the
page.
security numbers website, fax number was on the last page.
Right. Someone had
So
appeared,
again, you're telling me that there were 17 pages, but one of them was different even on the internet.
yes,
Okay.
on the
I'm
official
sorry, but I find
Tennessee
that to be a
site,
little
that's
strange.
right. Well, on the Tennessee site, that's the way it is that the last
Tennessee
page
government
has-
site?
Tennessee government site, that the last page has the information where the Tennessee Securities Division faxed it from a number.
But that
Tennessee
number would appear on all 17 pages if it were an official document from the Tennessee Department of Securities.
The Tennessee Department of Securities may not have faxed the entire document to the
No,
individual.
I don't mean faxed, I mean on the website. If it was posted from the Department of Securities and it had this number on one page, it should have it on all 17 pages.
Only if they were all faxed. This is the fax, this was the fax information when it was sent to someone.
This was faxed on July 21, 2004.
Correct. By the Securities Division to a third party.
Just that one page.
That's the only page that on the official Tennessee.gov site that they have with that information on it. Every other page does not have that information, so it would appear maybe they only faxed the signature page. Or it was faxed a different time. I mean, it says page 20 of 20, so, I don't really know what they did. But the official Tennessee.gov site has this,
But
what
it
you
would-
all have.
It wouldn't be a normal practice to fax or email a consent order, only the signature page without the complete document, would it?
It might be that the person had already received the complete document. It might be that they just needed the signature page because they already had the complete document. It would depend on the situation. I mean, I don't know what the situation was.
I'm finished.
If I could just make a comment. This page that we have that has the Tennessee Securities Division, it's page 20 of 20. Now, I ain't the smartest fellow in the world, But it seems like to me that this whole document was faxed to somebody, and this just happened to be page 20 of 20. The other 19 pages got faxed also.
They probably did.
And this is page 20 of 20, which is the signature page.
Well,
And if you look at the bottom of the page,
It says
page
17.
17,
Yep.
which it means that the two other, there was probably the signature, the data that you put on the front of the
Cover sheet.
cover sheet.
And maybe a
There's
letter,
what I mean.
and maybe a
Cover sheet
letter.
was in there.
That's right.
and I have a,
But Commissioner Stevens' point is that the Department of Security sent this document along with, there were 20 pages transmitted, but there's only one page made a part of this exhibit.
But
20 pages were faxed. There would be 20 pages that would have the same masthead.
and looking
But
at the.
we only
okay.
have just this one page. I understand you say you only got that one page like this, but somewhere, somehow, somebody sought, in my opinion, to give us what they wanted us to have and not the rest of the information.
Well, the information that you have is on the official Tennessee.gov site. It was put on there by the Securities Commission, and so they might want someone to believe it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Trek had anything to do with providing information that to me is misleading, but somewhere, somebody has provided information that I'm not completely satisfied with, and I'll leave it at that.
Well, I have a follow-up question to that because I just happened to have my iPad with me and I looked it up. And the same, just like she said, you put his name in and only this document comes up. It doesn't take you to the security site. Like if I was looking at my broker's license, I would have to go to the Tennessee site, then I would have to find brokers, then I would have to find me, and there's all these searches that I would have to do. And it's just really kind of odd to me that you just put in his name and it brings this up. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's done this way all the time, but it seems like somebody has posted something that they want you to read, and like you said, one of the pages has a fax number, the rest of them do not. It's all been, and of course I'm not astute enough to know when this was posted or how to figure out how it was posted and all that good stuff. It would take a computer analyst to know that, but I mean, I put in your name in the internet and it's not going to pull up your broker's license. But what it does, it pulls up just this piece of paper. Doesn't pull up anything else about him. And that, I mean, that's just really strange to me. I'm sorry. Because if I was to look for this, I would think I would have to go to the security site. I would have to go through everything that you go through in the state of Tennessee to find this document. But it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like somebody has just posted this document with not much verification.
Well, it's
It
on
may
the,
be posted,
And it may be still on the site. You may could go, because I have tried to do that.
it may be posted in two different places. It may be posted under his name, but if you go to Tennessee.
Well, I don't know. You might can, because I
it's-
haven't done that.
It's on that site. She just showed it to you. She just pulled it up on Tennessee
No.
Gov board.
Well,
See if
this-
it doesn't under him. Now, here's what, I don't think we need to be arguing or talking about what the securities did and what, if it's a misrepresentation or signing by the securities, that's their thing. And I guess I'm talking at the wrong time. I need to be talking after we get through and close this and we discuss it among ourselves. I'm sorry, y'all.
I do have something that may or may not clear it up, if the court will allow me to proceed.
Sure.
Thank you. Can you identify this for me?
Securities Division, consent orders by year.
Can you look at 2004? You found 2004?
I found 2004.
Is there anything listed for an Adrian bond?
There is Adrian Alley Bond, September the 2nd, 2004.
Can you call up the document from the securities website and see what it says?
Says before the Commissioner of Commerce and Insurance of the State of Tennessee, Tennessee Securities Division petitioner versus Adrian Alley Bond respondent, order number 04015.
Is that a copy of the same document that has been discussed today?
Yes, it is.
And on the last page, does it have the fax number at the top?
Yes, it does.
Do the other pages have the fax number?
No, they do not.
And again, where was that document found?
That was found on the Tennessee Securities Division under consent orders for the year of 2004.
And that is on the website?
The
operated
official
in the
website,
of-
the Securities Division of Department of Commerce and Insurance.
Okay.
I have one question. Would it be possible that wherever the other 19 pages was faxed, where this whole document was faxed, that the last page, which has the signatures, could have been mailed back to the, and the other 19 pages stayed wherever it got faxed to?
What I'd like to ask the court is if I can pass this for their review, not entering it as an exhibit, but so that they can look into what she's testifying from.
Yes,
Thank you.
Give it that, give it that.
Yeah, Robert, I'm looking at
Sure.
it, so I
Ms.
understand.
Maxwell?
Yes.
Would you like to look at this?
Yes. I would really like to ask legal counsel this question, but I know I can't since they're bringing the case. Is it the practice of the Tennessee Department of Commerce Insurance Real Estate Division to send out via fax or email a consent order and send only one page? Would they not send the full document?
It would depend if someone had, say, lost the signature page, thrown the signature page away, say they lost it.
We're talking about the original document that the individual was asked to sign.
Okay.
Would we not send the full document?
We would send the full document.
Have you done that? Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Northern, I'm certainly happy to put Ms. Kropp on. She can testify as to her practices on consent orders if you want to hear it from the attorney that might have that answer for you. Pass.
all right, next question for the witness.
I'm fine with it.
Any further questions for the witness? If not, thank you for your testimony.
And
Did the state wish to put on any other
I would like,
witnesses?
if the court permits, if the commission wants to hear, I'd be happy to put Ms. Kropp on about whether or not any consent orders have been sent, one page or fax, et cetera, in the course of practice.
It would be up to you whether to put that testimony on.
Thank you. Then I'd like to call Julie Kropp.
All right, and she hadn't been sworn, but we can swear her now. Ma'am, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're going to give during this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Would you please state your full name for the record?
Julie Eli Kropp,
And what is your position with the state of Tennessee?
Assistant General Counsel. I'm the Board Attorney for the Tennessee Real Estate Commission.
Does that mean that you present consent orders when they have been approved by this commission?
When I'm authorized to draft consent orders, I draft those and send them out to respondents.
Are they always sent by mail?
They're always sent by me, by mail to the
And
respondents.
are they ever sent by email?
I have on occasion, when I've had email contact with respondents, I think I actually did send a copy of this consent order to Mr. Bond, in fact, as
Okay.
well. So I have sent them by email before.
Have you ever gotten just a signed document back and not the entire document?
I don't know that that has ever happened, but I have received signed copies back by fax before, and I don't recall as to whether it was the whole document or not, but at that time, I did receive a signed copy back by fax.
From who? I mean, are you just talking
From
about?
someone who had executed the consent order. It's been several months ago, and I don't have the file in front of me, but I do recall someone sending it to me
Would
by
it be
fax.
unusual practice, or would you not consider it appropriate if they sent just back the signature page, or would that be significant and sufficient for you without sending the entire document?
If I had sent them the entire document and they faxed me back just the signature page and it matched with the one that I had sent with them, I would put it with my file.
So then you might have a last page that just has a fax number on it, and the rest of the document might not have it, and that might be what is entered?
If that's all they sent back to me, I probably would not contact them and demand them to send back all 15 or 10 pages to me if it was the same page that I had sent to them.
So it would not be unusual then to have one page with a fax number on it as a part of a consent order, and the rest of them not have that?
I would have, I mean, I don't know that I have one like that, but I would accept it back if it was exactly what I'd sent and that was all that was returned to me by fax.
So that would be an unusual practice for you? It would not be considered unusual? You wouldn't contest it or challenge it?
If it was sent to me from them and it was the same document I sent to them, then I would put it with the rest of my file. I wouldn't recontact the respondent and ask them to fax me the entire thing if it was the same, what I'd sent.
Okay, so in order with just that, just the one page, signature page with the fax number would be sufficient with the rest of the document?
I don't know that I've ever done that before, but if that had ever come back to me, then.
Okay, I have nothing further.
Mr. Bond, did you have a question for
Yes,
the
I do.
witness?
Yes. So what you're saying is you've never received someone signing a consent order. You've never received just the fax, just a signature page back via fax.
I believe I've only had one respondent, to my knowledge, return it signed by fax. I've only had one do it at all, and I believe she sent more than just the signature page, but that is the only person that's ever sent it back that way, to my recollection. I don't have all my files in front of me, and I've done a number of files since I've started.
How many consent orders do you think that you have probably done?
Probably, if I had to estimate, and this is
Yes.
over the past year and a half, 50 or 60, probably.
So out of 50 or 60, you've only seen one with just a signature page via fax.
Right, because I direct that it be mailed back to
Right.
me in my letters.
Right.
I don't know how other attorneys do that.
Okay. Is it common practice for people to fax back consent orders? The whole entire thing, or is it?
I've only received one, so I can't say that that's
Right.
common practice
Right.
for me.
Right, it wouldn't seem like that would be the case. Okay, all right, but that was all the questions I had.
Commission members, questions for the witness?
I have one. The fax, is this your fax number at the top of this?
No, that's exactly the problem that I'm having. That 615 number is from the Tennessee Securities Division. So it's someone in the Tennessee Securities Division faxed it to someone else in the Tennessee Securities Division. Every fax that I've ever, if you turn on page 3 of Exhibit 1,
I'm going to object to his testifying. If he wants to go back up, that's one thing.
well,
But there isn't a witness on the
Okay,
stand
well, I shouldn't
right
have
now.
asked him. Okay.
Right.
Whose fax number is this at the top of this? Or should I, you don't have it in front of you.
I-
And it
I-
says Tennessee Securities. So that's all right.
I'm sorry, I just
I'm
don't
sorry,
know.
I shouldn't have, but somehow I got confused because I thought maybe he had faxed it but,
I would assume if it was at the top from there, it had been faxed by whoever it states it's from.
okay.
Commission members, any other questions for this witness? There being none, thank you so much for your testimony. Did the state have any further rebuttal witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Bond, did you have rebuttal witnesses, including yourself?
yes.
All right. Well, I'm hoping that we can finish all the witnesses and maybe take the break.
I just have one thing.
Okay.
If you turn to Exhibit 1 that starts out with initial complaint review by director, it says AAP Resource Group with my telephone number for my dad's company, 901-748-3189. This is what I sent to Trek for the broker approval, Suite 80 from myself, dated January 27, 2012. as you note, there's a header on that page. There is a header on the following page. There's a heading on that following page. There's a heading on every page that I sent that actually had the AAP resource group with my telephone number, being 901-748-3189 for my dad's company, that has been in existence since 1991. So the problem that I have is on that last page in the exhibit, it comes from 615-532-8375. And the reason why I know that that's the Tennessee Security Division is because I looked it up, and it's still the Tennessee Securities Division. So I don't work at the Tennessee Securities Division, never have. So how is it that I'm faxing something back from the Tennessee Securities Division if they have received all of this? You would think that the header would be from a 901-748, just like everything else that I have sent Trick. And that's the problem that I was trying to get to the bottom of while it took 2 months to try to find out. It's because no one could tell me that. No one could tell me why if I fax this, they have no receipt of a letter. They have no receipt that I came into the office on that day to sign that. There is nothing in their records to say I signed in and met with anyone, Daphne or Michelle, that day and signed this document in person. There is nothing to state that I signed this in front of a notary public. The only thing that it states is that 615, that they received this from somebody else inside the Tennessee Securities Division. And why, and again, that's where I have the whole problem at. And no one has been able to, I wanted an original signature. I was told there is none. So that leads me to think that the only thing that would have been was a fax. If that's the case, then why is there not a header on this particular signature page? And there is on everything else that I send out from the same fax number and the same company that's been in existence since 1990. And I would think that as severe as a consent order is, I would think that that would be very informal to fax back a consent order without an original signature and only just a one-page fax. The attorney for Trek even stated herself that that's unusual to receive a fax back from a consent order. And I would imagine it's probably the same practice in the Tennessee Security Division. And so that's my whole point, is that there is no one that can say that I signed this in front of their presence on that day. And there is nothing to show that I faxed this because the only fax number is from a 615, which is their fax number. I've never worked there. I have no reason to be in their office and signing, and then they're faxing it to somebody else. I was not there on July 21st, 2004. I know that for a fact. And that's the reason why there's not an original signature. So how this came about, I do not know. I don't. I could presume to think of a lot of different reasons why, but I can't tell you. The only thing I can tell you is the facts that I know, and that I did not sign that. That was all I have.
Commission members, additional questions for the witness?
I just have one quick question. This signature page, the last page, number 20 of 20, the number that's at the top, 615-532-8375, Tennessee Securities Division, is the number that this document was faxed from.
That's correct.
And it headed somewhere to somebody.
That's correct.
And it somehow got back to the Tennessee Securities Division and was made part of the full consent order. And it's now on the on their website, the state's website. So I think I've got it clear in my head.
Well,
Do you remember signing any other document, possibly, that this was a page of?
I looked at that. I had never signed anything with the Tennessee Securities Division, and you got to understand, I was not in the business, but I do know that I was not going to
Like when you applied for your license or something.
That's
don't
right. I mean,
know.
I may-
Was there a page someplace else that these people could have signed that?
Would it be in that time frame? One of the things I wonder is why is the proof for entry different? And maybe because that was just the type of heading for it, but it doesn't even look like it goes with the rest of the documents. So I'm not sure where that came from.
Yeah, what's the approved for entry? That is.
What? I'm not sure. Again, like I said, I know that I did not sign this, and it looks questionable. And if I had sent this to them, you would think if I just faxed one page back with a signature page, you would think that my header and the telephone number from a 901 would at least show up on this page somewhere. If I faxed this to them and they made receipt of it.
I don't believe I've heard anybody say that you did fax it, or even ask you if you faxed it. You could have mailed it.
Well,
You've got a short memory on some things and an awfully good memory on others.
Well, when I asked the state I asked the state for an original signature that showed that I signed that, and they did not have one. This was the only thing that they had, and that was the problem that I encountered.
You do admit that there was a complaint filed against you by someone or a group of people when you had a license with the securities?
No, I didn't have any formal complaints filed against me when I had my license, and I didn't. When they investigated, it was not a formal complaint. They were doing a fact finding.
There was a complaint.
There was fact finding, and so when they stopped at the fact finding because they could not get a formal complaint.
Do you think this is a fact finding thing today?
No, this is a formal process. I sat down with one individual in a cubicle for 45 minutes.
Well, they're not on trial here today. But I look, and somebody from the state of Tennessee signed a consent order. Now, you may not have signed the consent order, but there had to be some kind of formal hearing either with a OJ or an individual or somewhere about these facts, and it states in here the people, it states in here the monies, and all of that. Now, that's pretty strong language when you say that the commissioner of Department of Insurance and that Donna Smith and Michelle Elliott fabricated all of this. That's pretty strong.
Well, Mr. Alexander, the only thing that I can tell you is that I did not sign that. I'm not sure.
I think that's an issue between you and the Department of Commerce and Insurance and on that matter. Right. Well, that's not. We're not here to decide whether you signed that or not. We're here about a fabrication on your applications.
Well, to the fabrication of that, there was never a formal hearing. There was nothing formal at all. That I was never had any formal complaints. Just like I haven't had any formal complaints since 2005, since I've been in. I've never had a formal complaint lodged against me. This was brought up in 2012. I had a fact-finding session at the beginning part of 04, and that was it. I'm not sure if maybe an overzealous person was ready to close this file, needed to have that, and when you're signing all kind of things, maybe I don't know. Maybe maybe this is a step. I'm not sure. But I know that I did not sign that. There was no hearing like this. There was nothing it was very informal. One fact-finding session, and that was it. And there is no certified mail. There is no mail. There is nothing to show that I signed that. And the only proof that they have is showing that it came from a 615 number.
Okay, well, that right there. We need to take a break because there's a couple of people that's got to check out. And how long do we want to take a break for, Your Honor? Have the commission members, how long do we want to take a break for? 15 minutes? to give people a chance who've not checked out yet to check out and then reconvene and work on, because I think we're getting close to being ready to deliberate. So we could just go on.
Do you think 20 minutes or 15 minutes?
That's 20 minutes, to accommodate 20 minutes.
Okay, okay.
You're in charge, Judge.
You gotta
No,
check
you're in
out too,
charge,
ma'am.
I'm
Have
here
you-
to serve.
she's got- yeah,
I
the
need to
judge has
check
gotta
out.
check
There's
out
one
also.
commission member
When you
needs
show
to
back
check
up,
out.
we'll be ready.
Okay.
Show back up.
Right.
We'll be here.
There's
Now,
also-
Steve McDonald, Education Director. With the licensees, the attendees here. It's your call.
They stay till it's over with, is what the
Do what?
commission.
If anybody's here for an attorney, they have to stay.
Is anybody here because of a consent order they signed through the legal division? And the records didn't indicate that. I looked at the sign-in sheets.
So in other words, there's no one here that,
For a consent.
that's required to stay
For a consent.
for a consent or anything like that. So if you, we're going to be back here in about 20 minutes to continue this and to its finality. If you would like to come back and see how this gets resolved, you're free to do that. If you want to leave, then be sure and sign out and have a good rest of the year. But we'll be back. We're in recess for 20 minutes. Judge, I told you I'd go with you to carry you back.